Hey everyone, and welcome to this exciting new explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're hanging out with me today. We are going to be diving into a truly amazing piece of biblical text. We'll be looking at the book of Psalms, specifically Psalm 73, and going on a little journey with the writer. Have you ever had really big feelings that just felt way too huge to handle? Well, today's explainer is all about how this wonderful biblical text helps us deal with those exact kinds of big feelings and find some real peace. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think for a second. Have you ever felt super frustrated because you just didn't understand what was happening around you? Maybe things seemed completely unfair and it made you feel really upset or just totally confused. Well, guess what? You are definitely not alone in that. Even the people who wrote the Bible felt that way sometimes. Let's look at exactly how they handled it. Section 1. When things feel confusing, dealing with big emotions. You might think that the writers in the Bible were always happy and perfect, but that's actually not true at all. Sometimes they felt totally overwhelmed and really upset. Our biblical text starts with the writer saying, "When I tried to understand all this, it troubled me deeply." Right off the bat, the psalmist is starting off feeling really bothered. He's looking around at the world, trying to figure everything out, and he's just completely confused and troubled by it all. That is a feeling I think we can all relate to, right? He actually goes on to say, "When my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was senseless and ignorant. I was a brute beast before you." Now, those are some really big words. But what he means by being embittered or acting like a brute beast is just that he felt cranky, bitter, and totally clueless before him. He was so upset that he wasn't thinking straight at all. Basically, he was having a major grumpy moment. And here is the thing. It is completely normal to feel upset, confused, or even a bit cranky sometimes. Your feelings are entirely valid. Even heroes in the Bible felt this way before, going to him for answers. You don't have to hide those big, messy feelings. Section 2, the big turning point, entering his presence. Get ready, because things are about to get really good. We're about to see the exact moment everything changed for the psalmist. He didn't stay stuck in his grumpy, confused feelings forever. He says he was troubled deeply, "Till I entered the sanctuary of God, then I understood their final destiny." Did you catch that? He was completely stuck in his confusion until he went into the sanctuary of God. Going to him is what finally brought the understanding and peace he was so desperately looking for. So, what exactly is a sanctuary? Well, a sanctuary is a safe and holy place where we go to be close to him. It can be a church building, for sure, but it can also just be a quiet, safe spot in your bedroom or outside under a tree where you can pray, talk to him, and feel his peace. It's really anywhere you go to purposefully spend time with him. This shows us 4 incredible steps for our own spiritual growth. Step 1, the psalmist started out feeling troubled and cranky. Step 2, instead of staying mad, he entered the sanctuary to be near to him. Step 3, because he got close to him, he finally started understanding the truth. And step 4, he ended up making him his safe place, his refuge. He moved all the way from total confusion to finding absolute safety in him. Section 3, slippery ground, 2 very different paths. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the huge contrast the biblical text shows us between people who choose to ignore him and people who choose to stay close. Being far from him is described as being on slippery ground, where you can easily fall or be swept away by scary things. But being near to him means you are held firmly by the hand and are completely secure. Think about walking on a totally icy sidewalk. It's super scary to walk on slippery ice all by yourself. But if you are holding a parent's hand securely, you feel safe even if it's slippery out. The psalmist realized that the people who are unfaithful and try to do life without him find themselves sliding around without any footing. The text says, "Surely you place them on slippery ground, you cast them down to ruin." Trying to live without him is kind of like being in a bad dream where you keep slipping and just can't find your balance. Section 4, he holds your hand, safe and secure. And this brilliantly illustrates such a comforting realization. Even when life feels slippery, he is always there to guide us. The psalmist says to him, "Yet I am always with you, you hold me by my right hand." Remember how cranky and brute beast-like the writer was being earlier? Even when he was having a terrible attitude, he never, ever let go of his hand. Guys, this is a huge faith lesson for us today. Even when we feel totally clueless or grumpy or confused,
He never, ever lets go of our hand. His love for you does not depend on you having all the right answers or acting perfectly all the time. He holds on tight no matter what. The writer then says, "You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory." His counsel just means his really good advice and directions for our lives. Because he is holding our hand, he gives us the very best advice to guide us through our days, leading us safely all the way to heaven, which the text calls glory.
Section 5. Our strength and refuge, needing nothing but him. This is the grand conclusion of the psalmist's journey. He finally realizes that having him close is better than absolutely anything else on earth. Let's read this powerful verse together. "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." This means that even if our physical bodies get really tired, or if our feelings get hurt and we feel weak, he is the super strength inside our hearts forever. He is the only portion, the only reward that we truly need. The writer wraps up his thoughts by saying, "But as for me, it is good to be near God." This is a simple but incredibly powerful faith lesson from our biblical text today. After all his confusion and all those big, messy emotions, he figured out one ultimate truth. Nearness to him is the absolute best place to be in the whole wide world. And that brings us to a super important word for our spiritual growth: refuge. A refuge is a strong, safe hiding place that protects us from any storm or danger. When you think of a refuge, I want you to picture him as a giant, unbreakable shield all around you. Nothing can get through to hurt your spirit when you're hiding safely inside him. The very last part of our text says, "I have made the sovereign Lord my refuge. I will tell of all your deeds." See what happens? Once we go on this journey, let go of our confusion, and find this amazing refuge in him, we become so full of joy and peace that we are going to want to tell everyone else about the great things he has done for us. So, I want to leave you with this final, thought-provoking question to end our explainer today. How can you choose to be near to him this week? Really think about it. Can you find your own quiet sanctuary? Can you talk to him when you're feeling a bit cranky or confused? Remember, he is always holding your right hand, ready to be your strength. Have an amazing week finding your peace in him, and I absolutely cannot wait to explore more with you next time.